It must have been an hour by now. Us slowly making ourselves round the kitchen, then around the dining room. It would have been a lovely house if it wasn't so run down. The extension was noticeable. The rest of the house was crumbling away, but the extension, being the newest building, held its place. Pictures of a married couple decorated the wall. Even in the house, we were not protected from the weeds. We had all relaxed by this time, so unaware when a bloody scream shocked us all. We all reached to each other. I think it was just a fox. Only a fox. Come on. Tommy shook and reassured himself. I wanted personally to get out of this house, but again, not wanting to seem like the child. Upstairs. That's it, I whispered, hearing footsteps now. Again, Tommy pushed me forward. My heart beated slowly but hard. I could feel it in my throat, making me gulp. The stairs were broken badly, but we were able to walk up boards that had fallen from the ceilings above. I balanced on one of the beams, stood still, and then, with a little bit of a wobble, I stepped forward. Another bloody scream. It felt like it was in my left ear this time and made me lose balance after I went to respond. I then fell down the stairs. I stared into the floor and felt my nose start to bleed. 2 hands grabbed me under my arms and yanked me off the floor. Guys, did you hear that? Guys, please tell me you heard that, I said as tears ran down my face. I sobbed and waited for a reply, but only sniffs seemed to echo around the hallway. Guys, Looking up, I saw what had drawn their attention away from my question. A figure at the top of the stairs stood dead still. It was a man by the way he stood, with no hair, no mouth or eyes, smoothed over to form dents. This was the best way to put it. It must have been 10 minutes of no movement or talking before Mark started to cry. This strange figure moved a step forward. It looked like he glided. This made Tommy scream. This shocked us all into moving, and fast. I grabbed Mark and pulled him away from the slowly moving creature. We all ran away. None of us dared to look behind. Oh, but I had to do the most stupid thing ever. I stopped, and at the temptation of fear made me look behind. The man was at the end of the stairs and we were in the kitchen. He looked at me with those dents, and what looked like a grim smile formed on his pale white face. He raised his arm and pointed the claw at me. A deep chuckle bounced around the house. I walked backwards, hearing the numbing screams of my friends telling me to move, to run, to move fast. I ran. I turned, following their commands. We got out of the back door that I broke into at the beginning of this horrid journey. Tommy and Mark were already over the gate. Fred waited at the gate for me. Run! Just go! I shouted at him. I ran up the path of broken weeds and eventually got to the gate. I was so close, but something caught my ankle. I tripped and fell headfirst into the gate. I turned onto my back and stared fear in the face. The flat face had had that evil smile. His enlarged limbs wrapped round my body. He got one finger out and placed it on my nose. You cannot hear me. You can only think me. I am one that waits for you while you sleep. You, child, are my favourite one yet. They think I am human. They think I'm evil. Child, I will keep an eye on you. This is a brief meeting for the first time, and it will not be our last. He chuckled to himself and took his bony claw-like finger off my nose. He reached into my pocket where the pen knife laid and flicked a little knife blade out. Grabbing my arm, he carved a sign like an arrow into a triangle. I didn't feel the pain as he dug the sharp object into my fleshy arm. He closed the knife and placed it back into my pocket, then released my body. The pain of the cut seeped into my arm. It was the most painful thing I have ever felt in my little life, that even now, in my future life, I can sometimes still imagine. I cried as soon as he let go and started to screech with pain. Fred had got over the fence again and now had his body over mine. We got out of the garden by busting down the gate, and a tall, gaunt figure waited 3 foot from the gate where the path had stopped. I got in the house no problem that night, and Freddie told his parents that he was staying at mine. He knocked on the door and asked to come in when I had placed my stuff in my room. My parents, as usual, welcomed him in and said that the bed was ready for him upstairs. We didn't sleep that night. We stayed up, waiting for the figure that we called Mr. Slice. I didn't see Tommy for a long time after that. Mark I saw at school, but he never talked to me or Freddie. Well, Freddie didn't even want to think of that night anyway.